Well, hello, how are you? My name is Jeff. I'm so glad you could be with me today. Hey, how's the weather out by you? Here in the Midwest, it's been very dry. I mean, we haven't had rain for weeks, and my yard is looking more brown than green these days, and which is okay because then I don't have to mow. Though I did notice that the weeds are still growing, so my lawn is looking pretty shabby. Maybe I should get out there and run the lawnmower over it. Anyway, now before I get started, I want to point out that my opinions of the films I talk about on the show are just my opinions. They shouldn't mean anything to you. You know, it seems that whenever I talk about a film that I don't appreciate, somebody sends me a message telling me how much they like or love that film. Last week it was Joe. Joe really liked the film Cave Dwellers, and that's wonderful. What I say here on Sunday morning is just my humble opinion, and I know it might not be the same as yours. Feel free to send me messages letting me know how wrong I was or what I'm missing, what I'm not seeing in these films that make them good. I like reading that stuff. And like next week, I'm going to do a film called Stranded in Space, aka The Stranger. Now, if you like that film or have an opinion of this film, feel free to send it to me, and maybe I can have a positive take on the film to read on the show next week. So at the end of the show, I'll have my email address if you want to send me your message that way. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a film that was first shown on Mystery Science Theater 3000 on June 15th, 1991. It's a 1983 science fiction film called Pod People. This mess of a film was directed by Juan Piquer Simón and stars Ian Serra, Nina Ferrer, Kenkacha Kowito, Manuel Paredo, and many others. This was the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode in which Joel comes up with a new explosive guitar chord, the Mads invent a public domain karaoke machine, Joel and the Bots recreate a song from the film, a song that has become legendary in the world of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and Joel teaches Crow how to use the wall of keyboards to make new age music like used in the film, and they also recreate the wacky bedroom scene that was seen in the film. And that leaves the Mads confused. Now, this is a part of the episode where I usually read the poster, but today I think I'm just going to show it. What film do you think they're trying to capitalize on? But wait, I can hear some of you saying, but Jeff, I thought we were doing Pod People. This poster's for a film called Terrestrial Visitors. Well, this is another movie bought by Film Ventures International, and they redid the title and called it Pod People. And as we discussed last week, Film Ventures International had the habit of redoing the credits for their films using footage from another film. In this case, they used scenes from a movie called Galaxy Invader from 1985. Galaxy Invader would later be done on riff tracks. And according to Wikipedia, they used clips from Galaxy Invader without permission, so there you go. Now, the film I'm using for this show is a washed out grainy print similar to the one that was used on Mystery Science Theater 3000, but the original film was shot in glorious widescreen. It was bright, crisp, and colorful, and it's recently been restored and available on Blu-ray. And I thought, just so you know what the film originally looked like, we would watch the trailer for the Blu-ray edition.
You're unbelievable.
Now, if you want to see the film like that, it is available on Tubi for free with commercials. Now, the story goes that this film was originally going to be a straightforward horror film about an alien killing people in the woods. But during its production, E.T. the Extraterrestrial by Steven Spielberg became a huge hit, so producers insisted on adding a child and a cute little alien to the story. And what we got was a mess of a film. I mean, one minute we have the cute child and the alien, and the next minute a larger version of the alien is brutally killing people in the woods. It's sort of as if they put in the ET parts but forgot to rewrite the rest of the script. Now, I have a question. This was a co-production between France and Spain, and it used mostly Spanish actors. But when I watched the film, it seems that the actors are speaking English. I mean, their mouths move as if they were speaking English during production. Not all the time, but some of the time. I guess that could just be good overdubbing, I'm guessing. The music was definitely done in English, both the well-known Hear the Engines Roll and then the song Sarah, which we hear during the camper driving scenes. I wonder if those were the same songs used in the foreign release, and just changed for the American audience, or if they were there the whole time. I don't know. The film does seem geared towards American audiences. I mean, we see pictures of George Washington and Ronald Reagan hanging on the walls, and when the kid eats cereal, it's Kellogg's Corn Flakes with the original American packaging. So I'm not sure what to make about that. Now, the director of the film was Juan Piquer Simón. Simón was a Spanish director who lived from 1935 to 2011. According to a few magazines I looked at, he is considered an underrated director. His two most famous films were Pieces from 1982 and Slugs from 1988. To fans like me of riff tracks, they'll recognize another one of his films, Supersonic Man from 1979. Do you think he's an underrated director? I have my doubts. Now I'm going to forego talking about all the actors one by one. I did look into a few of them and there's really no information about any of them out there, but I will talk about the characters themselves. First we have Rick, who's played by Ian Serra. Rick is the hero of the film and a rock star. His girlfriend Sarah is played by Nina Ferrer, and we really don't learn anything about her except she sings backup on his record and she is jealous of Laura, who is played by Susana Bequer. Laura is a pretty blonde whom Rick accidentally invites on their trip. Accidentally on purpose. Rick has a couple of background singers that come along as well. There's Kathy, played by Sara Palmer, and Tracy, played by Maria Elbert. We never learn much about Kathy, but we do know that Tracy is man-hungry. Emilio Linder is Brian. I think he's Rick's manager or something. And we have three poachers. One is Sam, I don't know who plays him and he dies early, but the other two are Frank Brana as Bert and William Atten as Matt. And then we have the Stevens family. Molly, the mom, is played by Katja Covito. Manuel Pareto plays Uncle Bill, and the precocious child, Tommy Stevens, is played by Óscar Martín. So what is Pod People? Well, we begin looking into deep space with some 80s synth music playing. After the credits, a large asteroid heads towards Earth, or maybe it's a spaceship. A truck arrives on a very foggy night. Three poachers arrive. Meanwhile, the asteroid or spaceship keeps heading our way. And then a cat. Is that what the child is seeing through his telescope? I wonder. It seems the hunters are looking for valuable eggs.
Ooh. These will pay the rent for a while. Where's Sam?
Could you imagine what the value of eggs would be if they found some from outer space? And then we have the arrival.
Did you see it?
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Looked like a huge ball of fire crashed over
Probably
there.
a bolt of lightning.
There was no bolt of lightning. I tell you, something crashed back there.
All this is too much for one of the poachers, and he takes off without the other two. He wants to check out the crash, the red glow. I must say, they're overdoing it with the fog a little, don't you think? And look what he finds, all these alien eggs, just the type of things that these poachers are looking for. And these coming from outer space have to make them pretty valuable, you would think. So of course he's going... Oh, you're just gonna break them like a child having a temper tantrum? I see. Of course, this leads to our first victim. And the other two know something is going on because a deer? Okay.
King around here isn't usually at all nervous. It's weird. There they go again. Something strange is going on. Christ, you're beginning to sound like that schmuck Sam.
Well, I don't know why or what, but I got a funny feeling and I don't like it.
Quickly, we have an alien POV shot through the night's heavy fog. But then our hunters are running on a clear day. Day, night? Okay, Ed Wood. Oh, that's good. They made it back into the fog. Back to the child.
Look what I got here, Uncle Bill.
A centipede.
It's a Lysobius vorticatus.
To me, it's a centipede. It's always been called a centipede.
Way to be supportive, Uncle Bill. But enough of that. How about a hot tune?
Hold it. It stinks.
There's no real need for me to talk about the song. I think Joel and the Bots said it all. It seems the group is going on a camping trip, and Rick accidentally invited a hot young groupie.
Oh, Ricky, you were wonderful. Marvelous. You were all great.
Were you listening to the same song as me? And his girlfriend isn't too happy about it.
Making out with chicks is part of his act as an artist. One today, a different one tomorrow. None of it is serious.
You see, she needs to understand that having sex with groupies is just part of Rick's job. He's got to do it. And Sharon goes along with it. Let's enjoy some music while we see a scenic drive.
What should I do? It's getting late. I'm feeling blue. Why can't I think? It's only one of the jokes.
Do you think Motley Crue with their backup singers ever went for a weekend camping trip in a small camper like this? So while our rock and rollers head to the hills, Tommy enters the cave of the red glow and takes the last surviving egg. So where are we at so far? Well, one poacher is dead and the other two are wandering around the woods with their guns. Tommy has found an egg, and a cheesy singer and his friends are camping in the woods, and I assume these people are all in the same woods together. Anyway, I think this film used up most of its budget on fog machines. Now this looks like one of those camping trips that I've been on where it's cold and rainy the whole weekend. I hope they're having fun.
Tell her what we did in the woods, Ricky. She'd love to know, right, Sharon? Laura! I think I better go after her.
No. Leave her alone for a while.
Ricky, I'm frightened.
Hey, look at the little birdie I caught. What do you say, Bert?
You know what, Matt? You're a real blockhead. You're just looking to land up in jail.
Ah, shit, don't let it get away.
I ain't doing nothing. You better run.
Jesus, that little bitch can run a lot faster than I thought.
Well, you're a jerk.
One just called the other a jerk? What are they, in 8th grade? Uh-oh, that's not good.
Laura!
Jesus. She isn't dead, is she?
I don't think so, but she's sure in bad shape. Get her legs.
What happened to
How
her?
should I know? She must have slipped.
Make sure you twist the spine around a little. So while Tommy waits for the egg to hatch, our rockin' campers arrive at the cabin. And wouldn't you know it,
This phone isn't working.
now the poachers are having troubles of their own.
Go on, help yourself.
Matt, come on, give me a hand. Christ, he's strong. I can't hold him.
Those arrows are like the buzzing of flies to the alien. Poacher number 2, down for the count. Trumpy, as the boy names the creature, grows huge in minutes. Or hours, who really knows?
Boy, how you've grown. You're unbelievable. Keep growing like that and you won't fit any clothes.
And something is up with Laura.
There's nothing we can do.
From a girl dying to extreme cuteness. Okay, this is not very cute, but it was the director's intention, I'm sure. And so this happens. And this.
Gee.
And all this. All this cuteness, and it's all great fun because unearthly means magic, I guess. Uncle Bill and Brian go to report what has happened. Tommy looks in his telescope and he sees lions and hippos and such. More alien magic, so much fun. But can we get back to the plot? Now, there's about 30 minutes left in this film, so we need to get the plot moving, so why don't we just hang around in the cabin being bored? Since my last update, I can tell you a girl's been killed, Trumpy has been hatched, and that's about it. But uh-oh, Trumpy has disappeared.
Trumpy, where are you?
And in the ranger station, we find the last of our poachers dead.
He's dead, I think.
What's that?
Same mark that Laura had.
And we meet one of Trumpy's family. Brian is apparently killed. And was Uncle Bob as well? I'm not sure. And with all the horror that's going on, Tracy still has men and sex on her mind.
Just getting some water for Joe.
Oh, Joe. Are you hiding a man somewhere in this house? Joe is Tommy's hamster, Tracy.
Oh, what a shame.
To make a long story short, Tracy is killed in a camper. Uncle Bill is still alive, and Rick has had enough.
I want to know who it was killed Brian and Tracy and why. I told you. It was that weird animal.
He shoots liquor bottles for some unexplained reason. Soon after, Kathy is killed after taking a shower, and everybody thinks Trumpy is responsible, so Tommy and Trumpy flee the home.
Tommy is going to kill you! Run, Trumpy, run, quickly! Tommy! Tommy!
Now everybody is out in the woods with the fog machines in full effect.
Let me see.
Tommy meets Trumpy's mom. You know, the one who's been doing all the killing. And Bill dies, like we didn't see that coming. Trumpy's mom is killed and somehow gives herself an automatic burial.
Do you understand?
With all the others coming to get the alien, Tommy pulls a Harry and the Hendersons, I think.
Go away, Trumpy. I hate you. Go away. We're not friends anymore. Go away.
Of course, this film came before Harry and the Hendersons, so maybe they're all doing a scene from Lassie or something. Anyway, Tommy is back with his mom and a couple of people he had just met, and Trumpy is left to wander the earth himself, perhaps to become the new Bigfoot or something. The big question one has to ask is, was the destruction of all her eggs justification for all Trumpy's mother's murders? But Kathy and Tracy did nothing, and they died brutally. And I gotta ask, what's she doing coming to Earth to lay her eggs anyway? Hey, start your family on your own planet. We don't need you here. It's, And, I have to think about the aftermath, right? I mean, you have 4 survivors and 6, 7, 8 deaths, whatever it was. How are they gonna explain that to the authorities? And what's it gonna do for Rick's rock and roll career? And, I think this would make an interesting sequel. It could be like 10 years in the future. Tommy is in a mental institution because no one believes this Trumpy story. The other 3 went to prison, somehow blamed for the murder of all the others. Tommy's mom is killed in prison. So Trumpy comes back to help Tommy seek revenge on those responsible. Lawyers and judges and whatnot. Even people of the media that, portrayed them as evil. Anyway, I'm just spitballing here. I have no idea. Maybe you have an idea for a better sequel. Now, I'm going to say it here and now. I did not like the music from this movie. I don't like that 80s synth stuff, that new age stuff. I did like that little drumming they put in there. think it's sort of effective, but it gets old really quick, right? Now, the music was done by Libra Pastor. Libra's only other credits were 3 other Juan Piquer Simón films, so he's got that going for him. Now, for today's obscure reference, and I'm not really sure how obscure this is, but Joel says,
Whoa, it's the Iron Maiden dude. Check him out.
one of my favorite bands of all time is Iron Maiden. I love their music, and their mascot is named Eddie, or Ed the Head as some people call it, and he appears on all their album covers and at their shows, and that's what Joel was talking about. Anyway, you know, if I had never seen this movie on Mystery Science Theater 3000 and had first seen it in its beautiful widescreen, colorful, restored version that's available today, I probably would have enjoyed it. There's just so much weirdness going on. So much to keep me interested. It's crazy, but I love crazy. And the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version clocks in at 83 minutes. The version I watched that I got off YouTube was 80 minutes, so somehow I lost 3 minutes there. And according to Wikipedia, the original version of this film was 100 minutes long. So I don't know what to think. Maybe I gotta buy the Blu-ray, right? But now, why don't we watch the best 2 minutes of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode? And this was a hard one to do because I wanted to put so much more into it, but I try to keep it to 2 minutes, so let's check that out.
Huh, now this guy's got Renaissance Festival written all over him.
Huzzah!
Ah, it's the cameraman. He's looking through the wrong lens.
Idiot control now. Idiot patrol now. Digging this pearl now. Woo. Oh, nice song, but I think it needs a hook or something.
It stinks.
Wah, wah, wah. Uncle Bill?
Jody?
Puffy? Mr. French? Mrs. Beasley? Chief?
McCloud?
She isn't dead, is she? I don't think so. But she's sure in bad shape. Get her legs.
Yeah, quick, move her spine around a lot. Dope.
Let me out! I said let me out! I said let me out!
Do you know what playing is, Trumpy?
Yes, it's where I break you in half.
Gee,
Trumpy, you can do stupid things.
Ooh, it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Ooh.
I love this. It's so spontaneous. Woo-hoo! Elf's back, and this time it's personal.
Are you hiding a man somewhere in this house? Joe is Tommy's hamster, Tracy.
Oh, geez, Tracy, stay away from the kids' animals. Oh, so people are being methodically killed by the banana splits.
There goes Drooper. Fleekle.
Snork. Who Radley?
Dark One?
Trumpy,
Beelzebub?
where are you?
Chief?
McCloud?
Oh, you know, I'm starting not to believe this movie. I believed it when Elf went on the killing spree, but now I don't know.
I don't know, I just heard voice.
Sean Bonham, Moby Dick.
Tommy! Tommy, come back!
Come back, Shane!
Come back! I'll never forget you, Trumpy.
The way you callously knocked off 15 people. I'll never forget that. Don't ever change, Trumpy.
Now, last week I got a comment from somebody named Matt Lowry22, and he simply questioned 1925? Now, I'm assuming that I made a mistake somewhere or misspoke, and I get these once in a while where somebody posts a one-word comment questioning something I said without any explanation of what they're talking about, and it's really irritating. Now, first of all, yes, I know I make errors. I make them all the time, and I encourage people to let me know when I've messed up. If I got a date wrong, like I'm guessing this is what this is about, I'm fine with it. But give me some sort of, just let me know what you're talking about, because I'm not going to go through and watch my whole episode looking for one little error. But I'd like to know the mistake I made. It's sort of rude for you, Matt, to do that. Just anyway. And I actually questioned him about it in the comments, but never received a response. So anyway, just let me know what you're talking about. Another comment I received was from Man Called Aerodynamics, who wrote, I can't believe we're on season 3 already. Me either, but we sort of jumped ahead, right? I skipped the 2 Godzilla films, and I'm skipping the Gamera films. The Godzilla films were for legal reasons, as we discussed last week, and the Gamera films, I just don't want to do those. I'm sorry. my heart's just not into it. I thought about it and I'm like, do I really want to research and talk about Gamera films? And I've got nothing against Gamera, but I don't know. It's just not something I wanted to do. And I apologize. I know originally I said I was going to do every MST film, but I'm not going to do those. So what can I tell you? So next week I'm going to talk about the 1973 Bing Crosby produced color film originally titled The Stranger, but given a new name by Film Ventures International, Stranded in Space. I believe this was originally a pilot for TV that wasn't picked up for a series. I'm not really sure, but we'll find out next week. But if you've got any information about this film that you want to share with me, or an opinion of this film, I'd love to hear from you. You can either leave a comment below or use my email address. I'm at coffeewithjeff@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email. And I may have to talk about one of the film's stars, Cameron Mitchell. He has appeared in many Rift films over the decades, so yeah, I gotta talk about Cameron. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Last week was actually one of my most successful videos, and I thank everybody out there. So thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support. Take care. I'll be back next week with Stranded in Space.